Carney was put on the spot in the debate. Then he lied. Let's play the clip, followed by the facts.
You know, I said earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I know you want to be running against Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau isn't here.
Are you denying you were his economic advisor?
I did not provide any of that advice. I did not provide any of that advice.
It's on the Liberal Party website. Are you accusing your Liberal Party of lying about your role? Because it says today you can go to the Liberal Party website now, and it says that you were Justin Trudeau's economic advisor.
The way you judge.
Now, this video is specifically for the Liberal followers. You have to listen to this because you have to see that Mark Carney has been lying. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. So please listen. This was in a news article from Bloomberg, the very same place where Mark Carney was chair of. They published August 10th, 2020, that Trudeau taps Carney for help in crafting recovery plan. Here's another one. Investment executive. Carney advising Liberals on COVID recovery. This was August 10th, 2020. And in that article, it states, Justin Trudeau's Liberal government is receiving policy help from former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney as it develops an economic recovery plan from the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's another one from Reuters, August 16th, 2020. As it states, Trudeau, who campaigned on a platform to tackle climate change, believes the 2021 budget should have an ambitious environmental element to start weaning the heavily oil-dependent economy off fossil fuels. And he recently hired former Bank of England Governor Mark Carney as an informal advisor. So before we move on, just so you all know, he is not in favor of any pipeline or any fossil fuels at that. He's been saying it for about a decade. CTV News, August 10th, 2020. Trudeau seeks advice from Mark Carney on economic recovery plan. Here's another one. Former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney advising PM on COVID-19 economic response. This was August 10th, 2020. Even from their very own Ottawa Citizens newspaper, August 13th, 2020. Trudeau looks to Mark Carney because he doesn't trust his own team, where they call him an economic superhero, at the same time as calling him a technocrat. And even further in that article, as a populist. And here's another one. Cabinet shuffle, imminent to replace Monroe in crucial financial posts. August 18th, 2020. But let's not forget the CBC, National Post, interview.
He wrapped up an extended 7-year term in March, just as COVID hit the West, accepting a high-level post at the United Nations and now advising the Trudeau government.
I think what this government is doing is getting the most senior voices at the table to help navigate the economic crisis of our time that we find ourselves in. And it is not uncommon to have governments seek outside support. It's something that we want to ensure that Canada comes on top of.
The Honourable Finance Minister.
But it comes as Canada's current Minister of Finance, Bill Morneau, is facing calls to resign over the WE affair. Appointing a star advisor on finance could be seen as undercutting a finance minister who's already under pressure. Mark Carney's also being touted as a possible future leader of the Liberal Party. And with a Liberal seat opening up in Toronto, speculation abounds that this could be the moment he moves into his own country's politics.
Now, I'm not sure if everybody caught that, but 5 years ago, Mark Carney and the Liberal government has been talking about getting Mark Carney to be running for Prime Minister. This whole election thing among the Liberal leaders to see who's going to become the next Liberal leader was all a joke. Every single Liberal that was out there voting for them, you actually thought you had a choice. You never had a choice. They removed Ruby Dalla. They removed Chandra. Why? Because they were actually beating Mark Carney. Then later on, Chandra comes out as being involved in foreign interference because his son worked for Brookfield, who went and was the head of investment in India. And Chandra went there with him on a business trip without telling the government. So we don't know what happened there or what kind of intel they have in behind the scenes. At the end of the day, Mark Carney kicked him out and kicked him out of his own riding and now took over his riding. Then you look at Chrystia Freeland. Obviously, nobody's going to pick her. She screwed up everything. And she was disliked heavily by the public. Even her own Liberal followers. Then there was Karina Gold with absolutely zero, and I'll repeat, zero experience to even become a prime minister. You didn't have a choice. This was set up so Mark Carney took his role as Prime Minister. Now, as we look at the past 5 years of the economics, the inflation, everything that has happened, even the carbon tax price being there this entire time, it was all because of Mark Carney. He was advising Trudeau of policies to put into place and giving him economic advice on what to do to either get us out of the economic crisis or keep inflating things on purpose. So we could sit here and pretend that none of this happened and that he actually went on national TV in a debate and ignored it and said he had nothing to do with it. Or you could dig into the information that I just showed you that proves he lied to every one of you. So I don't know how many videos I need to make it clear that Mark Carney is corrupt, a pathological liar, and is not the best choice for our country. Everybody should know by now that I don't pick sides. I was told to look into Mark Carney, and I have done that, and I think I've done well at doing so. Like, I'm not even sure if any of you has even seen this in 2021, the Canadian Net Zero Emissions Accountability. And the fact that he was advising the Trudeau and Liberal government then, this was his law that he had passed and put into place. And this is easy to find out because he was the one who founded GFonds, which this is part of their policy. But at the end of the day, you make your own choice. But if it's not clear by now that Mark Carney is a liar and a very corrupt individual, if you think that's the best for our future and you don't realize he's been here since 2020 running the government, then I'm sorry, you should not be able to vote. And you should just go to bed, wait till after the 28th, and have hope in a new government. Because this government won't do anything for you. I can promise that.